Welcome to Optimal Health Weekly with your host, Steve Adams. This podcast is for highly driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs who know health is the first wealth. Join us each week for a mix of expert interviews and solo episodes on health topics relevant to your busy life. Let's elevate your health together.
Hi, Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute. I'm the founder and CEO, and I want to welcome you to the Optimal Health Weekly podcast. And this podcast is for highly driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs who know health is the first wealth. Join us each week for a mix of expert interviews, solo episodes on health topics relevant to your busy life. Let's elevate health together. You've heard the phrase, health is wealth, time and again, but have you truly internalized just how powerful optimizing your health can be? I'm talking about mind-body peak performance. I'm talking about boundless energy, razor-sharp focus, and ultimately the ability to operate at your absolute highest level day in and day out. For driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs like you and me, prioritizing your health isn't just recommended, it's an absolute necessity if you want to crush your biggest goals and ambitions. That's why I'm stoked to welcome you to the Optimal Health Weekly podcast. Now, I haven't always lived and breathed this message, okay? Like many of you, I let the hustle and grind consume me most of my career. I was burning the candle at both ends, running on fumes, and my health steadily deteriorated. And that is until I had something of a wake-up call and the bill came due, all right? And what that was I got to 2017, after 21 years of building my company, we had grown it to a 9-figure revenue company, nearly 1,000 employees, and I literally hit a wall. I felt nothing. I had no energy. I was exhausted when I woke up. I wasn't sleeping more than a couple hours of night, even though I was laying in bed for 7 hours. I had a 20-year battle with acid reflux that was turning into more and more painful symptoms. I was struggling with anxiety, almost bordering on panic attacks. I was having difficulty with mood. And just in general, I wasn't functioning well. And I felt like I was going down a railroad track where the tracks were getting wider and wider and wider, and my feet were sliding down the rails just trying to hang on. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that or not, but that's how I felt. I wasn't relating to my wife well, to my children well, nor to my business partners. In general, I wasn't performing, and I knew something needed to change. And so I came to the point where I had to leave. I had to resign and go in a new direction in my life. And once I took that step and took some time to recover for a few months, I found an individual, Dr. Matthew McNamee, who was a naturopathic MD, had a tremendous background working with high-level professionals in the Silicon Valley area for many years. And he had gone through his own experience of burnout and was in a medical director role at a clinic where he wasn't being utilized to his abilities, but he was trying to determine how could he re-engage in medicine in a new way that would have a bigger impact on the world and not consume him as well. And so we both kind of came together at a time in our lives when we had what each other needed. And so he worked with me for about a year so I could get to know him. And he reverse engineered all of my symptoms. And you should know something. My best friend is a primary care physician. He's my primary care physician. And what I learned through that experience was that our medical system, while staffed by amazing people who have a big heart and they want to help people, the system is built for sick care. Once you're sick, it is not built for finding things proactively before they become a diagnosis, they're not going to help you do better than your parents did, okay? They're going to help you get better or stabilize your symptoms once you have a diagnosis. That's what I learned. And so all of these things that I felt, the traditional system, how you're tested, none of it was helping me. And so when I worked with Dr. McNamee, what happened was he did a whole different kind of testing. He looked at toxin burden. He looked at micronutrient deficiency. He looked at my hormones. He looked at my microbiome. He looked at blood work in a way that I'd never seen before. He did genetics. And when he brought that whole mosaic of data together, he was able to connect dots and show me that I actually had several fundamental things that were wrong with me. And the primary thing was I had several genetic factors that were setting me up for failure in terms of health. Now, he also said in an empowering way to me, look, your genetics are not your destiny. Maybe 15, 20% of the life that you experience. Lifestyle choices, you can re-engineer how your genes express. And so we went down the path of doing that. I learned that I had genetic markers that prevented starch from metabolizing in my body, which was then causing me to have leaky gut, which then was causing systemic inflammation, which was then causing the pain that I was experiencing all over my body. And I also found genetically that I was set up for the maximum level of sleep disturbance. I had a horrible sleep profile genetically. I also found out that I don't let go of stress very well. And I also found out I don't make serotonin and dopamine very well. So you kind of get the picture here. And so what we did was we re-engineered my diet around a ketogenic diet that limited the carbs and starches. That began to heal my gut, which then caused my inflammation levels to drop and my pain steadily lowered down to a 1 from like a 6 or 7. I went on a supplement and different protocol for restoring my gut health. And in the process of doing that, my acid reflux went away over about an 8 or 9 month period. And no longer did I need medicine. I didn't even need Tums. And my GI issues went away. My constipation went away. And I actually started sleeping better as well. And so all of the things that I brought to Dr. McNamee within a year were completely resolved. And I had elite level energy. I slept great. I didn't have the GI issues. I had no pain. And now 6 years later, I can get on the ground, on the floor and play with my grandson and chase him around and have tremendous energy. And that's not something I would have been able to do back then. And through that experience, I became obsessed with learning and implementing cutting-edge health optimization strategies from the world's top experts. And let me tell you, the positive impacts I've experienced are nothing short of mind-blowing. More energy, more creativity, resilience that I've never had, focus that I've never had, and drive that I've never experienced. And it's because the physiological base that is the foundation of the achievement of our goals is optimized for me. And that can be true for you as well. And that's why I've created this podcast, to share those same game-changing health strategies and resources with you. Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute. Do you ever feel like you're operating at less than 100%? It's time to take control of your health with the True Health Assessment by Tiger Medical. Get comprehensive blood screening to identify hidden health risks before it's too late. Our team of Mayo-trained and naturopathic physicians will analyze your results and provide a custom plan to optimize your well-being. Don't let underlying issues hold you back. Invest in your most valuable asset, your health. For the price of a daily chai latte from Starbucks, you can gain priceless insights and a roadmap to peak performance. Visit truehealthassessment.com, truehealthassessment.com today and unlock your full potential. Because when you feel your best, you can achieve your best. That's true health. This show is all about empowering high performers like yourself to make your health your top priority. Because when you have your health dialed in, you possess the ultimate wealth. All right. We believe at Tiger Medical that health is the first wealth. I also believe if you're 50 and over, your greatest currency is not wealth or money. It is time. Okay. It is time for you to have a legacy. You're seeing your children grow up. You're seeing them get married. You're starting to have grandchildren. And what is it? Who do you want to show up during those most amazing years of your life? A tired old person that talks about all their doctor's appointments, or a vibrant soul who can be remembered as someone that kept growing and getting better all the way to the end of their life? And let me tell you something else. This is what your kids inherit. They inherit a growing person that leaves a legacy, or they inherit a grumpy old person that is complaining about their health problem. Each week, I'm going to be bringing you a mix of solo shows packed with immediately actionable tips, as well as long-form interviews with renowned health experts, athletes, longevity scientists, high-level CEOs, and more. We'll be leaving no stone unturned in our quest to elevate your biological potential and unlock superhuman performance. Now, here's what you can expect. From optimizing your nutrition and increasing longevity to cutting-edge fitness routines, guaranteed to get you results fast, better sleep, reducing stress, and more, you can expect to learn the most potent, up-to-date, and scientifically validated health tactics on this podcast. And don't just expect boring theory either. This show will give you clear step-by-step guides to implement into your life immediately. We'll have real-world examples and case studies of how these strategies transform people's energy levels, productivity, and overall well-being. Of course, we'll also have guests who are walking, talking inspirations, from world-class health experts and longevity pioneers to elite entrepreneurs and executives who will share exactly how prioritizing their well-being propelled them to the top of their fields. So if you're ready to gain that unfair advantage in your career, business, and life overall, if you're willing to invest and become a category of one, I highly encourage you to subscribe to the show right now. That way, you'll get every powerful new episode as soon as it goes live. And if you're already getting value from what you've heard so far, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could leave the show a quick review over Apple Podcasts or Spotify. This really helps more people discover the show and the life-changing health wisdom, because it is a calling to me. It is a mission for me to have a greatest impact and bring wellness and thriving to entrepreneurs, to creators who will then, through the work that they do, have a positive impact on society. Ultimately, my goal is to get this invaluable information out to as many high achievers as possible. So please share this podcast with any other hard chargers in your circle who you think could benefit from it. Okay? And listen, we're just getting started. On the next few episodes, you're gonna learn from Dr. McNamee himself, who changed my life, who's a world-class physician. You're gonna hear from Dr. Kessler, who's also a Tiger physician, trained at Mayo, worked at the Centers for Disease Control, been trained in the Swiss biologic method. You're going to hear from some great nutritionists and others. Just tune in, and you're not going to want to miss any of these episodes, because they're cutting edge strategies that have the potential to double your energy levels, eliminate your brain fog, and consistently upgrade your physiology so that you operate in a peak performance state. So hit that subscribe button now to make sure you get it. Now, let me close with this. At the end of the day, you and I know that our health and well-being underpins our ability to create massive impact, to achieve our most ambitious goals, to sustain our effort over the long haul, and ultimately leave a legacy. To be an entrepreneur, you have got to have grit, you've got to have persistence, you have to have elite levels of resiliency. And what I learned was when we compromise our health and we don't take care of our physiology, it massively shortchanges the amount of energy that we bring to the equation. It also goes to work in a very negative way, our inner psychology and our mindset, okay? And think of it this way, it's a 3-step process. When we optimize our physiology, that puts us in a position to operate and live with optimal mindset and psychology. And when you have the two together and you combine it with a great vision, well thought out strategy where you are differentiated in the market, now that's when you can start to see results that you never thought were possible. And what I want to add to that is your ability to operate at an elite level in a flow state. Unfortunately, if you want to operate that level, it's expensive biologically and neurobiologically. And so that's why you've got to build this foundation of health. Okay. So let's stop deprioritizing this crucial element and let's start gaining that unfair advantage that'll allow us to outperform year after year anyone around you. I'm thrilled to be your guide as we optimize and elevate together. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'll see you on that next episode very soon. Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute talking about the True Health Assessment. What if you could safeguard not just your health, but the well-being of your entire family? With the True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical, you can. Our comprehensive blood screening identifies hidden risks before they become major issues. Our elite team of Mayo Clinic trained and naturopathic physicians then create a customized plan to optimize your health for years to come. When you prioritize your wellness, you ensure you can be fully present for the people you love most. Don't let preventable issues cut that time short. For less than the cost of a daily latte, you can gain peace of mind and a clear path to sustained vitality. Protect your future and your family's future with True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical at thetruehealthassessment.com. Again, that's at thetruehealthassessment.com.